suing employers who are forcing them to come to work in unsafe conditions. Nurses and doctors have already started suing. Businesses have started suing. Just saying, like, if you just Google COVID-19 lawsuits, it's already happening. The liability issues, there was like a place down in Georgia, because, Georgia's just about all open up. That guy wanted to open the gym. He said, yeah, they can come in and exercise, but they got to sign the liability waiver first. And then, so some of them are starting to do that. To be honest with you, if you want to sign the waiver, that's fine. But it's on the business. If you claim something, they're not going to be thrown out. They're not getting thrown out right now. Because you bring a claim, that business has to say, oh, no, it's not our fault. But if the person shows receipts, well, I've been in my house for 8 weeks. And this weekend we left and we stayed a weekend in Marriott. I come home Tuesday, I got sick. I spent most of the time in the room. Yeah, I went to the beach with fresh air. So those lawsuits aren't getting thrown out. They said this is the second part of the depression that's going to hit. And it does this all of the time. You see, medical insurance companies are already trying not to cover losses. That's a lawsuit already right there. Like, everybody who can get away and not touch this stuff, that's what they're trying to do. I mean, it's just a shame. The true blood of America is coming to the surface. And I, for one, think it would be a good thing as we move forward to changing and adapting to our new future, that they go ahead and make some adjustments. But like, I already talked to my boss. This is before this even happened. I said, so if I get sick here, I have documented, I have what they call a skiff form that I got sick at work, because I don't have anybody in my house. I don't go anywhere else but to work. And it's a known fact. We have sick inmates in the building. So I should be able to file on that. And right now, Gavin Newsom, he just allowed, starting March 19th, that worker comp claims for COVID-19 will be processed and employers will cover them. So it's already starting to happen. People don't want to talk about it right now because the biggest thing is, let's go back to work. Let's open everything up so Trump can get reelected, because this is going to fuck up his election plans. So nobody's talking about that. You want to open up, but if somebody gets sick, you don't want to take responsibility. It's not a frivolous lawsuit. They have grounds. They have standing. And as a business, you're not covered under that. That's not under a liability clause. I don't care what type of umbrella policy you have, that's not covered. It's not. So businesses who want to take that risk, especially the smaller ones, don't know what they're opening themselves up to. Everybody thinks it's a good thing until they say, hey, he coughed at me. He said he didn't have it, and then he's sick. Look at the president. His handler that brings him his plates of food just came up positive for COVID-19 because he didn't know. So you go to the beach, your maid, the person who cleaned your room, 3 days later finds out she was sick, but she done touched all these rooms. She's cleaned everything, spreading the germs around. Nah, man. That's why I'm saying it's too much of a liability. They don't want to accept the reality that this is a national devastation, and we are going to have to come up with better solutions, and they're going to have to be non-traditional. As we're speaking, Trump is doing all this stuff, coronavirus. He is dismantling and wants to take down everything of Obamacare. Do you know how devastating that would be to people already who barely have health care? There is so much stuff going on with him and dismantling programs and then sending everybody to work, and you're not testing anybody. By the way, they have a new testing facility. Anybody can get tested. Fresno City College. You just have to make an appointment. You don't want to test anybody. You don't want to give anybody an antivirus, which I already know they don't have one, but it doesn't even make sense that you have something that's very aggressive. We don't fully understand it, but you want to open everything up. I was watching, I should send you the YouTube video about a doctor, and he's explaining how COVID-19 is not the flu and how it gets into your organs. It leaves blood clots in your lungs, sometimes in your heart. I mean, this virus is something we have not seen. And the fact that you could say, well, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid either, but I'm not stupid. So you want me to go out there and with my deductive reasoning, you don't even want to give me the tools to be healthy? And you're setting the public up as if it's okay when you know damn well you can't control this, you can't fight it, and you can't cure it? I think it's totally irresponsible. It's totally irresponsible. The president should be held responsible for the liability that he's putting his citizens in. Governors are feeling the pressure. People want to open up. Go ahead. My mom, she went and got her hair done. I was like, I don't even understand this. I don't even understand this. But when you die or you get sick, because that's the thing, people are saying, yeah, they get sick, they get better, but the recovery, 3 to 4 weeks. And then your body's not even 100% after that. What kind of mess is this? So they're not reporting that. California, we're a little different because it hasn't hit us like that. Faith came from New York. She's telling me they're using Central Park as a makeshift morgue. It's totally real to people in New York. It's not real to us because so far we're pretty sheltered. We have space. We have air. We're not sitting on top of each other. But that comfortability is a ruse. Georgia, the numbers have skyrocketed. Texas, the numbers have skyrocketed. LA is still going up. I know they're opening up the beaches, but their numbers are going like this. Their numbers are going straight up. So, I mean, just you can look on the YouTube when the doctors talk about what's going on, the spread. They're already saying that the death rate is going to double by June. Like, so in another month, death rate's going to double. I mean, I think it's asinine, and people are just so happy, and I get it. And I get the fact that I'm speaking from a privileged position because I'm an essential worker, so I got to work anyway. And I'm not worried about a bill type of situation, but if you have to worry about your bills and you die, how does that work? There was a worker who got COVID-19 at Walmart. The family's trying to sue. That one's in the court. Trump won't enact the federal mandate to make, hand sanitizer and all this other stuff. But he pushed it for the meat packing companies, which right now, I'm not touching no meat unless it's something local, because people in the meat packing facilities back in the Middle East, in the Midwest, are sick. They're forcing them to come to work. Health inspectors aren't even coming by because they already know they're in violation. You're forcing these people to come to work to produce a product that has a potentiality that other people could get sick, and you guys don't want to say anything? That's why they're saying, well, if you're going to get meat, just get one pack. I'm buying my shit locally. I already got some shit in the freezer. I'm kind of good off of it. It might be a good time to go vegetarian. I'm just saying, like, it's all this stuff that's going on, and they're pushing the narrative that everything is okay. It's not okay. And since when is it okay just to let your citizens die and not speak the truth? So you see it come out in a little blip. Yeah, President enacted the War Powers Act at the meat packing plant. Why are we doing this for meat? But you won't do it for a virus, a vaccination? You won't do it for PPE? There's just a lot of stuff going on. It's slowly starting to come out. It's something I already read. Trump was selling PPE to China. This was back in November, December. He didn't think it was a big deal. He didn't think it was going to come to us. And now look, we're out of the stuff. And that's why he wants to take the stand that, we're just backing the states. Yeah, you got to back the states because whatever we did have, you sold it. to the country that created this and gave it to us. So I don't know, man. Just look around. Like I said, I might send you that YouTube video from that doctor because he sort of broke it down, and I was like, are you kidding me? It's not the flu. And all these little white Republicans that I want to open up. And then as soon as they go out there and march, a couple of them just die like flies. I just don't understand. You want to go to church talking about what Jesus would do. Jesus didn't have church. They didn't have it. They were outside in the open. So people are saying they want to get together, and guess what? More of them are going to die. It's just what it is. And I'm not going to Georgia. I think like next year, whenever I start doing trips, I'm going to explore America, United States, places that I could drive to, and hopefully places that won't shoot me while I'm black. Okay, I've been going on and on and on because I feel passionate about it, but I feel like they're setting us up for a disaster. And the people who feel it the most are people of color. So that's just what it is.